All eyes on Atlantic, Canada this weekend as Mother Nature plays a bit of a cruel trick, bringing up really warm conditions, heavy rainfall across the region, and then a shot of snow and temperatures will plummet. Of course, Atlantic, Canada has been no stranger to huge snowfalls. So now, as we get all of this rain on top of the already big snowbanks, flooding, you can see it happening already. These shots were taken earlier this morning in Halifax, pooling out on roads, the snow melt plus the rainfall. It's not going to be a pretty picture today, but Nathan Coleman is here, so that always makes the storm a little bit easier to weather. Nate, let's talk about this one because we've already seen from the city of Halifax this afternoon at 1 p.m. buses will be pulled off the roads.
Yes, you know, that's quite an incredible thing for anyone on a Saturday who doesn't have a vehicle. You know, they can't get to and from work, or you know, if you're planning to get out and travel a bit. And right now it does feel quite mild out here. You know, we're feeling hovering around 10 degrees. We've got that rain coming down, so the snowbanks are shrinking, which is a positive sign. But I think that decision really has to do with what happens later with the temperatures when they drop.
Absolutely, and some of those temperatures will be dropping down to minus 15 as we go through the overnight tonight. So we know right now, Nate, Halifax does have a rainfall warning in place. Charlottetown has a rainfall warning too, but cold air will be coming in behind it. So can you talk about how that will be so problematic out on the roads across the Maritimes today and especially this evening?
Well, the real issue is drainage. Now, I'm down here, I was on Upper Water Street, and a crew from Halifax Water was right there. They had opened one of the storm drains to really allow it to flow down because there's just so much excess moisture when these snowbanks melt. And so if that pools on the road, like in the image we saw earlier out on the Bedford Highway, and freezes, then you're going to get those thick ice chunks, and it's just going to be so icy, difficult to navigate. Even Nova Scotia RCMP sent out a tweet just recently urging motorists to proceed with caution because it is going to be so slippery, and you know, the salt trucks need time to get out there and salt it, but it's all happening quite rapidly.
Yeah, and you can see on this model here how that rain quickly transitions to snow and that colder air just blasts in. Newfoundland will be feeling the effects of that too, and then by the time we get into Sunday, this system will be clear, but those winds, the winds tonight, especially across southern shores of Newfoundland, over 80 kilometers an hour. So Nate, there's a lot of different elements to go along with this system. What would you suggest people across the Halifax region, the HRM, do today in order to prepare for that freeze?
Well, while it's mild right now, you can go out with your shovel, with a pick, and just make sure that you know, you shave off the areas of your driveway, of the sidewalk potentially, that you want to be clear, because if you leave any standing water there, or if there's, you know, little bits of snow, that will harden and freeze up, and you'll be stuck with it for a while. So if you can do that, you should. I mean, it's going to turn things into a bit of a layer cake here when you have the snow and then the ice and those layers. So if you can wash it all away with this rain before it freezes, get out there and do it now.
Oh, Nate, you know, I think about you in Atlantic, Canada, and all the storms that you have been enduring. We release our spring forecast this week on February the 28th. I bet you're excited for that one, aren't you?
Oh, I'm excited for spring. I mean, it's great to get all the snow in February, but this is when the pain happens, when it starts to melt and freezes and temperature roller coaster. That's when the trouble really comes.
You got it. All right, Nathan Coleman, thank you so much for joining us today. And a reminder to folks across Atlantic Canada, if you're feeling the mild conditions now, remember, a huge drop in temperatures is coming your way tonight.